Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote.
Welcome back to the Passion to Paycheck Podcast. On today's episode, we have Jesse in the house. Hey, Jesse, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing good. So to get started, go ahead and let the people know a little bit about yourself and what you have going on right now.
Okay. Hi, how you guys doing? My name is Jesse. I grew up here in Bakersfield. A little bit about myself. You know, I went through the struggle, made wrong choices in life. But I just got tired of losing, you know what I mean? And I was always losing money, losing my family, my freedom for something that I believed in, you know what I mean? That it makes no sense now. But when you're growing up, you believe in something and you stick to it and you keep digging yourself deeper until there's a time where you gotta either say, I'm done, and you change your mindset, or you're just gonna keep going deeper. So that's what happened. Now I'm more on a positive. I believe in positivity, doing good for others, you know, helping out, and guiding. I'm trying to guide the youth not to make the same mistakes that I made, because it's tough.
Oh yeah,
it's real tough, and ain't nobody gonna save your ass. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You gotta fight, and they don't play. So
no.
It's better. Like, my recommendation to the youth is enjoy life. Life is beautiful. Make money. Try to make business, and then enjoy life when you're young, because either if you're running the streets, you're gonna end up dead or in prison or crippled. That's if you're lucky.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's more to life than just wasting your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I lose money, I can make money. If I lose time, I cannot come up to you and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you $1 million. Can you give me 2 days?
Couple more years.
A couple more years. And you can't.
Yeah,
so,
true.
My time is valuable. It's the most valuable thing right now.
Yeah.
And I try to implement that to my kids. Teach it. Hey, time is valuable. Time is so valuable. Enjoy time and take advantage of time. So, and being positive, like I said, positivity is the key. Because if you're always in a bad mood or negative, that's what your day's gonna be, negative, and it's gonna go all bad.
Yeah.
So that's what I believe in now, and that's what I do daily. I wake up and like, thank you, God. I look at the window and I'm like, damn, I'm glad I could see the trees. I enjoy everything.
Yeah.
I could breathe, you know what I mean? But some people, they won't get it. They don't understand. But eventually they'll get there. But it just takes time. And like I said, you got to get tired of losing in order to change it up so you can start winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yes.
And getting the same result over and over and over.
Yes.
And being like, what the heck is going on? So based on when you were saying you were in the streets, what kind of made the transition from the being so negative, being in the streets, to the positive person and
the business,
the new life,
become an entrepreneur
that you're on now?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I was always making things and selling stuff. You know what I mean? Like, when I was a kid, I remember my dad, he had some anxiety, so he would get these little bottles with pills, little glass bottles, and I would keep them, and I'll make little collars and sell them, or like I'll draw and I'll sell them. Always. And then growing up, I would buy clothes and I'll sell it. So, I mean, I always had money, but there was a time where I was in a messed up mentality, because I was so deep in the streets that I would save up money so I could bail myself out or pay for a lawyer to defend me, because I already knew.
That was your mindset then?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, I need money. I need to put money away, because I already knew I was going to get in trouble.
Right.
To bail me out or to pay for a lawyer. And I wasted a lot of money to the system, and it's so my. It took a while because, I mean, I got shot, I got my ear cut off, I been stabbed, all kinds of craziness, and I didn't even do it. It was my kids. I think that made me change. Yes.
Start seeing life different.
Yes. Because I just realized now, like, if I can continue doing this, my kids gonna follow my path.
Right.
So now I change it up and I try to tell them to do business, to make money, because money ain't bad.
No,
money is not bad.
It's not.
Money, we all need money, but it depends on what you use it for too.
Mm-hmm.
And so, being through the struggle, I want to get wealthy to help out others and help out my family, set them up. I want to set my kids up. You know what I mean? I don't want them to go through no struggle.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a lot of people think money is bad, but it's the way. Some people have the wrong love for money.
Right.
You know what I mean? They love money, but they want it to show off.
Mm-hmm.
I want money to help others.
Right.
To be able to help out my family. So I think, my kids, I didn't want them to go through the same things that I went through, because it's no matter how hardcore you are, you suffer. You know what I mean? You're in a little cell, or you're by yourself, and you're already the streets, they're tough, because I used to fight people and they used to bite me. They used to it was like animals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
no
crazy.
No rules or anything.
No rules, yeah. So it's like, when you fighting a person and he's biting you, he's trying to kill you, it's like, so now I think about it, I'm like, damn, that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Rough.
That's tough. And some people, they just have no limits. And I don't want my kids to go through that, you know what I mean? So that's what made me change from that mentality to where I'm at right now.
So how old were you when you first had your first kid, and you said, you know what? After you seen your kid and you're like, you know what, it's time to start making that change, because as you see him being born and then growing up, you're like, I don't want that for him. How old were you when you started making that change?
I was 32, but then I still went through it a couple years, and then I had my daughter. And then when she was 3, that's when I decided.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I said, you know what, I can't continue doing this. I'm either going to be in prison for life, or I'm going to get killed. And I was like, I can't do that to my kids. And I stopped drinking, and once I stopped drinking, everything changed, because when I stopped drinking, majority of my friends that I thought they were my friends, they stopped coming around, stopped calling me. Cause
that's usually what happens first, yeah.
I used to pull out with 30 packs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
you're no longer cool.
Yes. So a lot of them, they used to call me when they needed something, they got into a bind. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up. It's been like 2 years. I haven't talked to you. And the first thing, that comes out of, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
They're not asking me like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, how you been?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just seen the true colors in people. And now I just hang around by myself. I do everything by myself with my kids, and that's it. I mean, I got a couple good buddies, but other than that, I just try to stay away from drama, problems, and stuff. So
right.
So now, I was in the oil fields for like 16 years, making good money. It slowed down. I was actually unemployed when I decided to open up the business. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, hey, bro, are you crazy? But I was like, it's either now or never.
Right.
Because I kept telling myself I need to open up a business. For a couple of years, I was like, I'll do it next year. And then I just decided to go for it. And it's a struggle.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what kind of business you're in, how big, how small it is, it's gonna be struggling, and it's gonna be hard. You're gonna go through all those barriers, and you're gonna have to push through.
Yeah.
How did you push through all those barriers and all that? And then not just that, but people telling you, like how you say, they're telling you, you're crazy, and like, I'm pretty sure there's people, family members that are telling, don't do it. Why are you doing this? Don't do it. Don't do it. How did you work through all that?
Well, I just, at first, I had doubt. I was like, you know what? They might be right. But then I was like, you know what? If it doesn't work, oh well, I'll go back to the oil fields, you know? I mean, I know people, and they told me, they're like, hey, whenever you want to come back, you're welcome back. Because I always, my work ethic is like, I always give them good work. That way, they don't have no room to talk bad about me, or like to be like, oh, well, this guy, he's lazy, or nah. Everywhere I went, thank God, everybody liked me.
Your work speaks for itself.
Yeah, the doors were open everywhere. So I was like, okay, well, I could do that. If I did that at work, or I did that to get here, I could do it. And I could just pushing, because there was a lot of the vendors, they didn't want to mess with me at first. They're like, oh no, we can't. And then as time went by, they were calling me, hey, you want to open up an account? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how it works.
Why didn't they want to mess with you? Because you were new, or because like who you were, or what was the deal there?
Because I was new, and then they try to say that they had other accounts too close to my business. You know what I mean? So they're giving them seniority.
Right.
So, but then I was like, I'm like 6 miles away. I thought you guys had a 5-mile radius. They're like, oh yeah, we can. And then I guess they keep hearing about my business, and then they're like, okay, well, damn, we probably got to let them in or something. I don't know.
What was it that you think that they started letting you in? That you started selling more?
Yeah.
Or is that what it was?
Yeah, like I started selling more. Like the people, they started talking about my business.
Positive stuff?
Yes, how like, because if I'm not at the business, they won't even stop by. They'll be like, hey, we'll come back. Because I get a new client, they ask me a question, and I give them the right answer, what they want to hear.
Take care of them.
Yeah, take care of them. Because that's what you got to do. You got to be confident.
Mm-hmm.
When they ask you a question about your business or something, you know what you're talking about. You gotta know what you're talking about, and it's gotta be real. Because if not, they're gonna go to Walmart.
Right.
And then when they go to Walmart, they ask somebody something, I don't know. So that's what they tell me. They're like, well, at least you take care of us. When we ask you a question, it's a solid answer. So I think that's what it was.
Building good relationships with your new customers that would go out there and kind of starting to build that loyalty for them to keep coming back.
Yeah, and then that customer will send me more clients, and it's been growing. So,
there's blessings for sure.
Yeah. Yes. When did you open when did you first open the business?
2021.
2021.
At the end of 2021, when the COVID was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was a bad.
Yeah. It was like, why are you doing it now? Were you essential?
Huh?
Were you essential during COVID? Essential business? You know how essential was? Oh, okay. Because you're feeding the animals.
But plus, I didn't really, I didn't really want to, like, I didn't believe in shutting down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, for what? You still need to do your thing as a person, or as a business owner.
Oh, yeah.
That's
100%.
why a lot of businesses shut down.
Yeah.
They shut down because they were like, damn.
Yeah, no, I was essential, but I'm in the same concept. Like, if they would have told me, hey, you need to close down, I'm closing down the front door, but I'm working in the back.
Yeah.
Hey, come to the back. I'm going to make it happen no matter what, because you still got to work. You still got, the workers, they still got to feed their families. So they depend on that work. We're like, let's put in work. So no matter what they tell me, like, I'm going to stay open.
Yeah.
But we're essential as well. But I know that was hard, especially I've seen, like, for restaurants.
Yeah.
A lot of restaurants took a lot of hits. I got a good friend of mine. He had invested, probably $300,000 remodeling a new place. And he had barely finished putting in all that money, and they closed them down. But he was right on the main street in Rosedale, and he did the same thing. He closed down, but he was still through the back, right?
Yeah.
Well, he got fined 3 times. I think the third time was I was like $30,000, $40,000 fine, $40,000. Yeah, it was up there. So he tried it. He tried his best, and for whatever reason, it didn't end up working out, and he ended up losing all his money, and he ended up basically shutting down. But it was tough.
Yeah.
So that's what I was asking. Now, how do you see that transition from you starting the business and like everything you've gone through to now, and how you evolved, how you grew the business and all that?
Well, it's just you gotta be in the right mindset to be able to push through, because there's a lot of barriers, like people like not wanting to sell you product, not having the clientele, because my place is hidden too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hidden, so I was like, damn.
A little harder. You got to push a little harder.
Yeah, so I had to push harder. And then I got to go pick up feed. I'm always like on the go. Boom, 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 boom. But you got to like what you do, or else it won't happen.
Right.
It won't happen. And you got to be positive.
Right.
Because there's those times where like, damn, you see your account is on negative or in zero. You're like, damn.
Because you're waiting for money to come in, but it hasn't came in. Yeah, that's all part of the business.
And sometimes I just like, you know what? I'm not even stressing on it. I'm gonna let God. He'll come through and boom. It's crazy.
It always happens. It always happens.
It's crazy how it works out.
It works out. It works out sooner or later. It works out perfectly the way it's supposed to.
So now, like I'm telling you, I believe in positivity. If I'm always trying to stay positive, stay. I believe in manifesting and
that's all real shit.
It's
right
real.
There. Yeah.
It's real. I'm
100%.
I was telling them earlier that when I was a kid, I manifested my future without even me knowing, because my dad used to pull up to the house drinking, and I wanted to grow up to be like my dad. I used to stay up, and I ended up being my dad, and I ended up doing the same thing, and without me even knowing. Now that I go back, I'm like, damn. I kept telling myself every weekend, I can't wait to grow up to be like my dad. So I did manifest.
And I think that happens because I mean your dad's your role model or your hero, and you know what I mean. So without knowing whether it's good or bad, you want to be like him. And now what caught my attention that is like when you said you don't want that for your kids, because now you're their role model. So you want to be a different, positive business role model for them, and then you giving back as far as the youth. Because I've said this before, we become what we needed as a kid. So meaning like you want to talk to them young kids that are struggling and going through shit that we've gone through. We understand them and inflict positive words or advice, whatever they need. Because like I said, we become what we needed as a kid. Because you didn't have that as a kid. So you became that person.
Yeah, because I didn't have that guidance. So now I already know what's going to happen, and I know what happens. So now I'm trying to guide my kids in a different way.
Right.
Or even other kids. It don't matter, because sometimes you do things because you hang around with the wrong person. And at first you think, oh, it's cool, but it's not. It's not cool, man. You get deeper and deeper, and it's bad. So I believe in leadership, like taking, like my kids, they're in boxing. I wake them up at 5 a.m, but I'm there. I work out with them. I go running with them. I try to tell them to eat healthy, why, and explain it to them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so now I want to make an impact for my kids to be like, damn, I want to be like my dad, but in a positive way.
That's right. Yep.
So, and I hear a lot of audiobooks. You know what I mean, on positive stuff, on business and stuff like that, and it makes sense. You know what I mean? So, like rich kids, it's so easy for them to make money because that's all they've seen.
That's all they know. That's all they know.
They're programmed in their household to make money. So we, as Mexicans, we were programmed to, I believe, to stay poor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because of, you got a little job, you're able to pay the rent, have money for a little beer on the weekend, and your mentality is average.
Yeah. One thing you said that caught my attention earlier was people think that money is bad because when you grow up in that Mexican culture household, they tell you that the rich person, it's a bad person because he has a lot of money and it's all bad money. And that's kind of how we grow up. And that's why they, like you say that some people might not catch it, but I caught it. It's because they tell us that as a young kid, you know, and it's fucked up because it's not true.
No.
You know what I mean? But we grow with that concept, meaning, hey, money's bad. Like if you have a lot of money, then you're a bad person because there's only a bad way to get all that money, which is not. You can create wealth, legit, and like you said, use it to help out. You know,
yeah. It's like when I was growing up and I seen somebody in a nice car, we assume, he's a drug dealer. You know what I mean? I swear.
And I mean, some of them are too, though, but not everybody.
But that was like that was the first thing that came to your mind. Oh yeah, damn, that was probably, you know,
he's hustling.
He's selling drugs. But now I see people and they have nice things. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, he might be doing some business, and now that I'm in business, I understand it.
Yeah.
But before I was like, nah,
he's hustling.
And there's more ways to make money other than hustling. You know what I mean? And shit, especially right now, you don't want those headaches.
Yeah, no. Not worth it.
No.
Paranoia, looking back.
And then and another thing I tell the young kids, once you have a record, that shit's gonna follow you. Like I was telling you, I went through something this weekend. And you know, I kind of, and then I try to exercise my constitutional rights, and man, them guys were,
they're fucking with you,
fucking with me bad.
Oh, you got pulled over or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And they were fucking with you just because of your record.
Yes, because you know, like they were like, oh, you can't come in here. There's an investigation. I was like, that's fine. So they pulled me over, and then the cop comes back. He's like, can I see your ID? I said, no, sir. I'm exercising my constitutional right. I haven't committed a crime, so I don't have to show an ID. California is not a stop and show. So as soon as I said that, the other guy fucking opened the door, yanked me out of there.
Get out.
Put me on cuffs. And I was like, hey, sir, you're handling this matter wrong, you know what I mean? That's not the way to do it. He's digging in my pockets. I was like, you can't do that. You have to arrest me and read my Miranda rights in order to be able to search me or my car. You got to have a search warrant. And it's all bad. And then they started looking at my name. You know, I got a record. Everything came up. But they were like trying to dig to justify what they did.
Justify what they just did.
So, but that's why you got to educate yourself. The more you educate yourself, the more you're worth, the better knowledge you have to deal with those situations.
And how'd you handle that situation as far as like remaining calm and all that? Because they're breaking the law and they're doing it on you, and you're not doing nothing bad. So that gets you angry. Yeah,
well, I was aggravated, but then I just told myself you need to remain calm, because if it was before, I would have like
that's what I was gonna say next.
I would have handled it a different way,
and you would have been locked up.
Yeah, I would have ended up locked up, and that's what they want.
That's what they want.
They know that
push you.
Yes, they know that they're breaking the law, they're violating your rights, so they want to push you so you could react, so they could have a reason to beat your ass and then to charge you with something, and then But since I didn't do that, they kept me in the car for like 30-40 minutes trying to dig. They were talking, and at the end they had to let me go because they didn't have nothing on me. But they searched my car with no search warrant. They dug in my pockets, and I just don't think it's cool for them to be harassing people just because of your past. You know what I mean? And so that shit it pissed me off. So, but you gotta, like I said, once you educate yourself and you learn the Constitution, you learn the laws, how they work, you could just be calm and you learn how to handle those situations. Yeah. But the more you educate yourself is the best thing to do. And there's a lot of information on anything you want to do, business, laws.
Oh yeah, we got it all right here at palm of our hands now.
Everything, yeah.
It's a
100%.
Google
It's
search
easy.
away.
Yeah.
Or you can just have Chat GBT and
Yeah.
fucking write you
So-
everything.
And then,
Yeah.
so now if I really want to, I could go get those records. I could ask for those recordings, everything. So there's a lot of things you could do. But now that I know, you know what I mean?
Right.
Before I would have just been like, oh, I'm glad they let me go. Even though back then they were violating my rights. But back then we didn't know no better.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but it just sucks that they mess with your peace of mind just because they have a badge.
Right.
You know, once they put me in the cop car, I was like, damn, I'm gonna get locked up. And even I don't want to go in there, not even for one day. For
Yeah,
what? It's
fuck
just a waste of
that.
time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got a lot of things that if I even get locked up for one day, it just throws up my whole routine. I mean, so I was just they stress you out, and they shouldn't. I mean, so, but like I said, you got to get educated. We got to get better, and that way we could learn and handle the situations professionally instead of being like, I'm gonna want to beat this fool's ass. Nah, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. It's not. So
Yeah.
but now as business, the good thing about business is that you don't have to answer to nobody. You got more time to spend with your kids. You got more time to do things because when you work for somebody, you practically they own you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was in the oil fields, I'd leave the house at 4 a.m. I didn't get back till like 9 sometimes, 10.
Yeah, all day.
And then all day. Same
Because you
thing.
had to travel and all that. Yeah.
And then when there was no work here, I would go to Colorado, different places. So now it's giving me time to guide my kids the righteous way.
Gives you more freedom too.
Freedom, yeah.
To kind of make sure your kids don't grow up how you did, and make sure you guide them a little bit better.
Because you need the dad present at the household in order for them to, because if not, you'll lose them to the system.
Right.
Yeah, you'll lose them quick. You know, I was in Kentucky a couple weeks ago. That's when that shooting happened at Edwards Theater, and my kid likes to go there, and so I was worried. I was like, damn. So it sucks. If I felt bad for them young kids, you know.
Right.
They're so young and they're already doing that.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. We don't have to go through that, man. Like, they're just misguided. That's what it is. Because life is beautiful. There's a lot of things you could do in life instead of gang banging or throwing your life away doing drugs.
So what's your plan from now on as far as, I know I heard you say that you want to be able to help the youth and all that, or what are you doing already, if you already are? What is that you're doing right now?
Well, like, I'm just, anytime that I see a kid, like at a family reunion or something, and I kind of see them.
Yeah, because we see that, and we know, we recognize that, because that was us when we were young, yeah.
So I just talk to them, and, you know, I don't try to push up on them. I just try to find out
give them a little
what's
bit of
going
positive
on,
information.
and then try to, you know, give them a little bit of positive information. Even at boxing, the kids right there, you could just see the little knuckleheads.
Yeah.
And you could just read them. So I try to talk to them, and some of them they understand. They're like, oh, okay, I understand now. But some of them
they don't care.
They don't care. They're like, whatever. But it's just you still gotta try to help them out.
At least you plant that seed.
Yes.
So that's great that you do that. Now, is there something else you want to do, like in the future, to help, like maybe groups or anything like that, or are you going to continue to do what you're doing?
Well, in the future, well, now, like, you know, I know a lot of businesses, and maybe we could try to put something together, you know, to help out the youth and to help out people. You know what I mean? You got to give.
Yeah,
you got to get.
That's why I'm asking, because I like that concept, because we talked about this quite a few times, and it came up that once you make it to a certain level, what's the next step? The next step is to give.
Yes.
You know, and especially to the youth, because that's the future, and especially we can relate to them and give them some kind of guidance, or even plant that seed. Even though if they don't listen, then you know a couple years later, like man, it was right what the guy was telling me now, and it starts sinking in. But you planted that seed, you know, to be able to help the youth and do all that. I think that's great. I like that because I'm in the same boat, and a couple of guys that we had here on the podcast, same thing. You know, they usually, and that comes up a lot by itself.
Yeah.
Like that talk is like, you know, well now I wanna, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, but now I want to give back and find that 16-year-old, the 17-year-old kid that struggling, and I can give them a helping hand or advice or whatever they need.
Yeah. Well, like one thing I want to do, and hopefully within the next year, I want to open up a boxing gym.
There you go.
Because there's a lot of kids that want to go to boxing, but this other, like the PAL Center, it's got a 9-month to a year waiting list.
Oh yeah, that's too long.
So by that time, the kid is gone. You know what I mean? So,
lost.
So that's what I want to do. And
is it gonna be like a non-profit or?
what? I'm not familiar with that or how to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I mean, like I said, I got a lot of people, and they would be willing to
help
support
out
the cause. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Most likely, yeah. And then the good thing that I got my kids, and I told them, I said if they could teach the class for the kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll just be supervising them, make sure everything's good, and then that way they could learn
that'd be
how
good,
to you know what I mean, how to teach, how to work with other kids. You know what I mean? And that's better than I feel the kids, if they have another kid teaching them, they get along better, and then it feels better. So
they can relate a little bit more,
and that way I can teach my kids on how to handle it.
Yeah, that's good.
Situation.
Yeah.
So. And they're good with this. So.
I think that's good. I'd say definitely look into it, because I'll be willing to help out with that. Maybe do like a nonprofit.
Yeah.
That way, like I said, other businesses could donate and for the cause, and you know, help bring that out, because that's another thing we talked about was when we were young, there's nowhere to go, bro. So when you're young, you're hanging out in the streets with older people and getting into shit, fucking robbing, fucking doing this, and getting in trouble, where that's all we knew, because there's nothing else to do. There's nowhere to go. But if you have a place to go, I talked about more like a gym, which is, boxing, same thing. They keep them busy. Something they want to do, something they enjoy doing, where it's going to keep their mind busy instead of running the streets and getting into trouble.
Yeah, and another thing that I noticed, because back in the day, in the 90s, we all wanted to be in shape. We all wanted to work out. Now it's like kids that just want to be on their phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think a gym with some weights, that'll work out.
And you can do both, because they got those gyms with the boxing. So they do a little bit of both, keep them busy, and
So you could have, like, say, boxing equipment, and then in the other little room, the weights and stuff. So rotate the kids or something.
Yeah.
So
that'd be good.
Yeah,
that'd be good to do.
Because I think a lot of business owners here would definitely push off for that cause, or at least donate to the cause. Yeah, because there's nothing really like that for kids too much, or at least where they push it where it's made by the local instead of like a YMCA, which is more of a franchise, I guess you would say, that goes from city to city to the big cities. So it'd be more like locally built for local kids almost.
Yeah. And, you could, like, with all those fundings, we could help them get their books and try to get them professionally, or to fight in the amateur level too.
Right. Yeah.
So
the ones that excel,
help
them push them.
That'll be more of a motivation. You know what I mean?
Right.
To keep them disciplined.
Yeah.
Because once they get that book, they take it more serious. You know what I mean? And they got something to work for. You know what I mean? Like, I want to. Because there's you do the normal little competitions, and then they mark them down. So if you win the fight, they mark it down so they keep records. And then you do the silver gloves, golden gloves, and stuff like that. And then if you're really good, then you go professional. So I think that would be a good thing to do for the youth. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure Bakersfield, they will. There's a lot of businesses that will help out. You know what I mean? I know, because I've been talking to a couple of my friends, like Jose and them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been telling them, my cousins, they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Because a lot of my buddies, they see my kids boxing, they're like, hey, bro, what's up? Like, there's a waiting list. So that would be a good thing to do. That way we get more kids in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be great. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The more you talk about it, the more you start getting together. Like you said, like with Jose, other businesses, the idea will become reality.
Yes.
You know,
and you know, like good people with like I said, they know they've been through the struggle. And they want to help out.
They can relate
because that's what it is. It's like when you have a business, you know, once you start make a little bit of money, you're like, okay, well, it's time to give. So so it's like you learn from your business, and then you earn, and then you return. So, you know what I mean? So that's you're returning it to help out the youth. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing I want. I want to help out the youth, because what I went through and what we all went through it was a struggle, and it was bad. So there's a lot of suffering going through that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of suffering. Even though, like I said, the toughest man with all tatted up, he's suffering internally. You know what I mean? Some of us, we scarred for life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just don't show it.
Yeah,
It's in
there's
there.
a lot of things that you've seen out there, and it's like, whoa, like, it's crazy. But that's why I want to help out the youth and try to guide them the righteous way, so they don't have to go through that, because it's a bad world out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bad.
So from what you know now, what would you tell your younger self if you're able to go back in time, and would you say you're 16, 15?
I would just stay off the streets and just try to make business. And, you know, my mom, she suffered a lot, because there was 4 brothers, and we all went through that shit. So she suffered a lot. So it's like, I feel bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel bad, and it's like, I wouldn't want nobody to go through that suffering, because it's bad. And when I talk to parents, sometimes they're going through the same thing that my mom went through, and it sucks. So, yeah, I would, if I knew what I know now, I would have been making business, and enjoying life instead of wasting time. But I mean, I guess you kind of have to go through what you need to go through in order to become who you are now, that person. You know?
Because that's what I was going to ask you. You think if, like, say somebody like you now would have told your younger self, hey, you do this or inflict positive influence in you, you think you would listen back then, or you still would have been like the knucklehead, like, nah?
I think I was just, I think nature has got to take its course.
Right. So you wouldn't have listened. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
So.
because I think, like, you're right. What you just said, it was like we got to go through to become the person we are now. Because if you would have never went through that, well, it would have took a different route, and we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here trying to help out the youth. Because the only reason we want to do that is because we know what it feels like. We went through it, so we can relate to it. So then we're able to be like, fuck that. I want to be able to help the people who are struggling. Yeah, some might not listen at that point, and some might never will listen, but at least you tried, or at least you put a seed where later on they will eventually get it. Mm-hmm. And then the ones that are smarter, well, they'll get it. Yeah. You know, they'll get it then.
It is that I think, like, the stuff that we've been through is not normal.
No.
Because, I mean, being shot, ear cut off, and losing your hearing, and getting stabbed and ran over, that's like not normal, you know what I mean? But
what were you thinking when you were going through all that? Like, you still didn't care?
I didn't really care, because I thought I was a master warrior.
Invincible.
Yes, I
Don't give
thought I
a
was
fuck.
Superman. I didn't care. I tell you, truly, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care about life. I didn't care about nothing. But now I sit there and I think, I'm like, damn, why did I put myself through the suffering? You know what I mean? Because that was my choice.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not blaming nobody. But at first, I was like, I used to blame the government. I used to blame the system. But it was me doing that shit, going back. But that's how a lot of people's mentality is. Like, they blame the system.
Right.
Nah, it's not the system. It's your mindset.
You put yourself in that situation, yeah.
You put
and you
yourself
handle it that way.
Yeah, and it's like whoever you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I believe, like, if you hang out with 4 dumbasses, you're gonna be the 5th one.
Exactly.
If you hang out with 5
That's
millionaires,
exactly it.
you'll
Yeah,
be
you'll be the sixth one, yeah.
Because it's just a mindset.
Yeah.
And people just they want to understand it. They'll be like, he's crazy.
Yeah.
But the mind is so powerful.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you.
What you believe is what you conceive. You
Yeah.
believe in good shit, good shit's gonna happen. You believe bad shit's gonna happen, well, bad shit's gonna happen.
So I tell my kids, your thoughts will create your reality. So
Yeah,
if
true.
you're thinking positive and good, and you're being a good person, that's what you're gonna create. If you're always thinking bad and you're hanging around with bad people, that's what you're gonna end up doing.
So best thing that ever happened in your life was basically you have your kids. Those you think you would ever changed if you would have never had your kids?
No, I think I would have been probably dead or
By
doing
now.
life in prison. Because like I said, when I was a kid, I had a stupid mentality. My mentality was to go do life in prison. You know what I mean?
Like everybody else you knew, because that's all you know growing up in the hood. I mean, your friend, your best friend, this other guy you know, they're doing time, dead. You know, when you're in the hood, people die all the time. And it's normal.
Yeah. Like it's where I grew up right there by California Park back in the 90s. My grandma used to send me to the store. I'll be walking, you see a dead fool right there, some dead fool in the car that got done up. Like that was normal. I used to play in the cemetery. That was my backyard. Like to go, that was my playtime.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know.
Not all there.
No, it's like the trauma that you go through is real, is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're so used to the same thing. So it becomes normal to you, you know what I mean? So like, when I see myself in the mirror now with scars, I'm like, damn, what if I didn't have these scars? What if I had my ear? What if I could listen? But then I still don't let that bother me too much. But it's just, I do tell myself, why would you put yourself through that? And why would anybody do that? You know what I mean? When it could have been avoided.
Yeah.
Could have been avoided. But, I mean, now I'm more spiritually, and I think that's what it is. Like, you have to get to a certain level spiritually and mentally in order to understand everything that you go through.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because other than that, you won't understand it.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, we have to go through what we need to go through to get to where we at. Yeah. And we're still going to continue to go through shit.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, more positive way with a different aspect of life.
Yeah, because like one thing I do trip out is like when I got shot, they pronounced me dead. They told my mom, hey, he's done. You need to unplug him. And
You're in a coma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was on the machine.
Yeah.
So I did. I remember I see my body laying there, like if I was up on the ceiling just looking down.
Your spirit came out. You were watching yourself.
But then when I woke up, I was like, man, I had a dream about this. But it's just a trip, you know, like how things work and the stuff that you go through, but you didn't really pay attention to those things at that moment. At that moment, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I just feel like I'm here for a reason, and that's why I want to make my time worth to help out others. You know what I mean? So,
definitely your story is very inspiring from where you came from to where you are now, from the streets to having your feed store now in society, not causing trouble, more or less actually helping society further in a positive way.
Yeah, I think that's that's what we should be doing. Working on being a better person to help out others, to guide. I think that's what we should be doing as human. As human,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
100%.
To better humanity and to better ourselves and to enjoy life.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah, and that's why we created this podcast, kind of so people could tell the story, and all the people could either gone through it or they're going through it, whether the youth, older people, they can relate to it. Because there's a lot of people that, like you said, we gone through struggle and the trauma that we from struggling and going through shit and doing shit, and it's like sometimes we think we're the only ones going through it and we're alone. But when you hear somebody else going through something like how you've gone through, and then you've made something positive out of it, you created a business, now you got a successful business, now you know you're focusing on your kids, focusing on positive stuff in your life and giving back for the youth. That I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and now if I have an idea, I try to push through.
Right.
Instead of just
Make it
sitting.
happen.
Yeah, make it happen. Like I started my own clothing line, and at first I was like, damn, it's not. But I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I mean, what could happen if it doesn't work out? Well, it didn't work out, but at least I tried it.
Yeah.
Right.
At least you know for sure if
yeah.
it works or not.
Yeah, because if not, you're gonna be like, damn, I should have done it. So if you guys have a little idea, don't be scared. I mean, don't invest all your money, but like to where you know. But if you spend a little bit of money, try it out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then bump it up from there. But if you have an idea, the best thing to do is try it out, give it a try.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're gonna be with that. What if?
Yeah.
What I should have done it, and make your failures. Take them as learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? To better yourself.
Yeah.
Always.
Like what it didn't work out. What did I learn from this?
Yes.
Not to do this.
Yes,
Now we're gonna try something else for the second round.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the difference for now.
Yeah.
Like, and when you're in business, sometimes you got to pay a big amount, and you're like,
Yeah.
gone. Before I was like, damn, hell no, I paid that much.
Bro, I had I think it was like the 5th year that I had my business, and my overhead had gone up from, I think it was like $7-8 grand, and I was paying like 30 grand at the time, 35 grand. Man, I used to get anxiety attacks because I was like, fuck, I just paid this much money in bills, and like next month I gotta pay them again, and I'm like, fuck, like tripping, right? Yeah. And then it was like that for I would say good 5-6 months, and after that I was like, okay, fuck it. And then now it's like, you pay that shit, fucking
let it go.
Yeah, way more than that, and it's like nothing. Boom, fucking here it comes again. It's nothing. But I think you got to build that. But that's when it actually hit me, because I mean, you own your own business, you have bills no matter what. But when it got to like the 30 grand, 35 grand. Man, that was fucking tough for me, because I think that was like when I like, fuck, like this shit's growing. Like, fuck, I'm spending a lot of fucking money, and I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm making some more money. Like, fuck it, pay that shit. Yeah.
So the more you grow, the more you're gonna spend.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so now, like, the way I see it is like, once I pay it, it's like if I didn't have it,
right,
I forget about it.
Yeah.
And then the next, I don't know, let's go.
It comes again.
Just keep pushing.
The cycle.
Because if you sit there and you're like, oh man, like before I would have been like, fuck that, I ain't spending no 5,000, no 10,000. Like, you know what I mean? To spend 1,000 before, I was like, fuck that, I'm good. Yeah. But now it's like, it's a business.
It's investment.
Investment.
It's
business,
you know what I mean?
I like
changing the from an expense to an investment.
To investment, yes.
Right.
But I mean, that's how it's got to be. But like I said, but from the mentality I had to where I was saving up to bail me out or to give me a fucking lawyer, I was like so stupid. I lost a lot of money. No, so now,
and you were manifesting that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now, like, I'm like, okay, I have an idea. I gotta invest this much. Fuck it. I'm gonna
try it out.
Try it out. And most of the time it works.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, because a lot of the times you create that problem worse than what it is in your head.
Oh yeah.
I mean, than the reality. So I mean, you just gotta, if you want to invest and open up a business, just try it out at least.
Oh yeah,
try it, because then you're gonna be like, damn, I should have tried it. And a lot of people they do that, and they'll never tried it, and they're gonna be 70 years old and like, damn,
Yeah.
I should have tried it.
What if?
Yeah.
I should have. The regret.
So yeah, and it's like I listen to audiobooks, and I'm like, I'd rather invest in working in me, like invest in my personal self, than invest into somebody else's company.
right.
I mean, like, or like, I'd rather. There was a saying. I'd rather suffer the pain of struggle now than to suffer the pain of regret.
Regret, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
The what if?
what if?
What if I would have did it and it
Yes.
would have worked?
Yeah.
And because you never did it.
You never did it.
Yeah.
And so and then you're always gonna be regretting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
That's probably one of my biggest fears I've always had. So that's why I just jump.
Yeah.
I just risk. So my risk is high.
Yeah.
Let's go for
Let's see
it.
what happens.
I mean, that's how you're gonna grow in life.
Exactly.
By risking.
Putting pressure on yourself and like forcing yourself to learn whatever you're trying to learn at that moment.
Yeah. Because
And then, like you said, taking action. Like actually, we talked about making this podcast because we would always talk at the gym, and we'll be hour, 2 hours just talking about life. And I don't know who said it, but we were like, hey man, we should do a fucking podcast, bro. Like, yeah, fuck yeah. So the beginning of the year is like, hey, bro. It was a couple of days before the New Year's, and he's like,
I
"Hey,
texted him.
you want to do a podcast? Let's do it on the 1st." And I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So we ended up doing the first one over at my house, and nothing like how we got it down now, it's dialed in, and we're fucking. You could tell we're a little nervous and all that. And he's like, "Hey, like, what do you think?" I said, fuck it, bro. Just post it. Because if we don't post it, we're never going to fucking do it. So just post it. However it came out, fucking raw, fucking boom, it's real. And then just the last few months, we kind of been engaging a little bit more and hitting up a little bit more people. And that network, bringing everybody together, tell about their life story. And a lot of them, they're I would say all of them, they're great because they're all different. They're all unique. And like I said, other people are hearing them. Other people are relating to them, and more people, it seems that they're wanting to come on and tell their story because they're feeling a little bit more comfortable, and they're seeing, he did it, and now they're getting inspired because they're relating to the to that content. You know what I mean? And they want to put their story out there, and they want to basically. It comes down to most of them. They want to help as well to be able to create something and give something back. Yeah.
Because before, fuck, no, I wouldn't be talking. I'd be like, nah. I mean, now it's like I'm comfortable because like I said, it's a mindset to help out. But in order to help out, you gotta spread the word.
Voice. You have to have a
voice.
voice. Yeah.
Voice it out.
Share
there.
your story.
And the media now is like where it's at. Because there's kids from older to all ages that are watching.
Everyone's on there now.
And sometimes, like you said, like sometimes I do my little videos and
I've seen them,
people reach out.
Yeah.
It's
One
crazy,
person, hey bro, I needed to hear that. Like, it makes me feel good. I'm like, or I'm pretty sure there's like 20, 30 of them fools. That fool's stupid.
Yeah.
But as long as I help one out.
Exactly, 100%.
You know what I mean?
You're just creating information and posting it out there, and you want to help as many other people as you can. But like you said, you have to have a voice and put it out there, because if you never put it out there, you never say anything, well, you're not going to help nobody. Yeah. Even though you have all this knowledge, all this information, well, now let's share it. Let's help, see who we can help, and let's fucking do it. But yeah, no, you're right. Like your videos, I've seen you post a little bit of everything, and I like that shit. I always fucking comment like, "Fuck yeah, bro!" Like fucking 100%, like, because it's real. I recognize it, because I can relate to it.
Because that's the energy that you're pushing out there. You know what I mean? I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, let's start Have a good positive day. Let's do this. Boom. And a lot of people, they take that energy and then they go with it. It's good. It's a good energy that you're passing on. You know?
Oh yeah.
But any little thing that you could do. But it feels good when they reach out. Damn. Oh yeah. Hey bro, I needed to hear that.
Keep doing that.
Keep doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, cool. But sometimes you get drained. What do they call the negative ones?
Oh
they suck your energy.
They suck that fucking energy.
The energy vampires.
Yeah, the energy vampires. I'm like, I don't feel like doing it, and I'm like, damn, I got to do it. Yeah. But then that's something that you're always gonna be going against.
Learn how to navigate through that, and basically don't give them your energy. Because if you do, they'll start draining it.
Yeah.
So it's like, because people are always gonna say something. Whether it's good or bad, the ones they're saying bad shit.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you don't need that shit.
Don't even engage in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm getting at. Yeah. Don't even pay attention to them.
Yeah, just push forward at all times, positive. And like I said, it's like you're going through here, like, and you'll pick up somebody that'll come on. You know what I mean? You're like, oh hell yeah, that's right. Well, at least I helped one out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a good feeling. Yeah. But hopefully we could do something and get something going.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll talk to a lot of the businesses that we know, and then we'll get
together,
going.
get something going. Yeah,
because
that's very doable.
That's my main priority. Like I said, I want. It makes me feel bad when I hear kids going through that shit. You know? Yeah. Still like, and they shouldn't. They're just being misguided. You know what I mean? That's why we need to try to help out.
Oh yeah.
So 100%. Yeah. Because there's not too many programs for kids like that. Yeah. There's some, but it's very limited and it's very secluded.
Like the PAL Center is a good program, but they got too long of a waiting list. So by the time somebody's waiting and you lose 10, 15 kids already made the wrong choices, you know what I mean? They're already in juvenile hall or while they were waiting, you know what I mean? So
I did notice too, like the programs that are offered, most of them they're from like the city, and those are too how do you say those programs are too like kind of like they program you in a different way. Yeah. They don't program you to excel. They program you just to be stuck there too, you know, and that's not what we want. We want to do like a program where like they feel comfortable, they can relate to you and able to talk to them, and they'll listen a little bit more. Because if they know they're going through a program that it's kind of like a school and they're being programmed in a different way, they read that energy, they feel that. So that's why they rebel sometimes even more. They're like, fuck this place and just fuck shit up, you know. And the reason I'm saying that is because when we're young, fucking knuckleheads, you're like, we fucking fuck this school. You know, you fuck shit up and you leave, you know, and that's kind of how it goes now. But if there's a program where they could go and just feel comfortable just being there and then get some positive feedback, it's going to work a lot better.
And another thing, there's programs, if there's a kid that's been in trouble, they won't allow him to come in. So
those are the kids that need
they're
the
outcasting
help.
them. They're outcasting them.
Help.
And those are the ones that really need the help.
They're the ones that need the help.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. They rebel even more.
Yeah.
You know, because they feel outcasted. That's not right.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. Like me, this cops, they were targeting me and harassing me because of my past. So the kids that feel the same way.
Right.
Oh, damn, they didn't let me in because I got a record or because I got locked up in juvenile hall.
Right.
But they're the ones that need it the most so they can stop going to juvenile hall and do something positive, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we should do. So.
Yep. Good shit.
Yeah, I like that idea for sure. Very good.
I mean, like, and it won't take much, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Especially if you got a lot of people involved. Yeah. It doesn't take much to make it happen.
And it'll be a good cause. That's what
that'd be important.
The important thing that you're gonna feel good about doing it because you're helping out the kids, and that's the future of Bakersfield. So that's what I want to do. So hopefully we'll push through with that one.
Oh yeah,
so.
Good shit.
Yes, sir.
And then as far as your business, for as long as you had it, what would you say has been one of the bigger challenges? Whether it's managing people, customers, getting customers, anything part of the business that's been.
Well, running it, because I do everything by myself. Because,
to be able to balance.
to be able to balance everything, yeah. Because sometimes, like, I call my brother, hey, can you come cover me? And then he'll be like, hey, well, I can't. Or, like, so I got to find somebody, and there's got to be somebody trustworthy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, or, like, sometimes I got to go pick up feed. I just leave the night before. I spend the night in the parking lot, and I got to make it back by opening time. So, I mean, that's what it is. The most challenging thing, but it's possible.
And why don't you talk about a little bit about that? Because that's what people don't understand. What you just said was, I'm pretty sure a lot of people won't catch it, but the struggle of you going over there, spending the night in the truck and all that, because you got to do what you got to do to make it happen, to bring that feed, to be able to sell that to the customer that's going to feed their animals. Like, tell us a little bit of that. Behind the scenes, that because then everybody tells you, oh, you're lucky because you have it. So, but they don't see all the struggle we go through, like stuff like that.
I don't believe in luck. I believe in hard work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like, sometimes I got to go to TJ. I take off, and I got to be back by time. And sometimes I land from, like, I get back from picking up feed, and then the next day I got to go to LA or to TJ. So I'm always on the road. I'm always moving, and it's a little hard because I don't have to hire people like that. Like, I'm not there yet, and then plus, like, if I'm not there, a lot of customers won't stop by.
Right, because they want to talk to you.
Yeah, they want to talk to me, so I gotta manage it. Like, bam, I gotta go spend the night at the parking lot in my truck, and then I gotta make it back. So I gotta give me like 4 or 5 hours, a 4 or 5 hour window between, because I was like, then what if there's traffic? What if there's an accident, something happens? So I'm always like trying to managing my time, right, so I can make it back on time. So.
Have you found that it's gotten easier to manage your time as you've kind of figured out the business a little bit more with logistics and stuff?
Yeah, just like, I don't really stress on it no more. Before I used to stress on it, like, man, what if I don't? I'm just like, it is what it is. I leave a paper outside with my phone number. I'm like, if I'm not back on time, please give me a call. And customers, I got some good customers, so they understand that. Oh, okay, cool, we'll come back. Right. So,
that's that loyalty as well. With the relationship
you're building you're building that clientele.
Yeah, because if you didn't have that relationship, they could easily go to the next feed store that's 5, 6, 7 miles away. That's not too far.
Yeah, and another thing that I try to do, I'm making my own mixes, and I'm trying to, based on like nutritional value, what's good for the animals, putting good ingredients versus fillers and stuff like that. So that's what makes my unique product different. You know what I mean? And they see the difference. So that's why I think the customers are loyal. The
quality's there. Never stops the quality.
Yeah. So I'd rather have good quality feed versus something cheap, because it's easy for me to order some cheap ass feed, but then it's gonna be for what? It's not gonna do good for your birds or for your animals. You know what I mean? So when you're based on the nutrition, your animals are gonna be healthier. They're gonna be thriving more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's what separates you from the rest.
Yeah. So, that's smart. I like it.
I mean, it's just like us. If you on a good nutritional, eating good and staying healthy, I mean, you can see it, you can feel it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so that's why when you make a change, you got to go all in. All in. You got to stay healthier, because if you're not healthy, you can't work. If you're not healthy, you can't think.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and I think if I wasn't eating healthy and staying like positive, I don't think I would have been done it. I would have been able to do it, because the stress will get to you faster if you're not eating healthier, you're not working out.
Oh, yeah.
All that, it catches on. It catches up to you. So
Yeah, it makes a big difference for sure.
yeah.
Because it helps you clear your mind when you work out. And you're like, okay, it's not as big of a deal as I thought. Okay, we're gonna get. Sometimes you even get the solution to the problem was. You're like, oh shoot, I should try that.
Yeah.
As you're working out or doing something like that.
So like waking up early, that's a good thing because you clear your mind, you start thinking better, and you get better ideas versus if you wake up late, you're running late. You're like, man, you can't. You have no time to think.
Yeah,
That
like,
was on the rush. Yeah.
You still have to sleep
Yeah.
while you're doing it too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I believe I wake up early, and then, I mean, I only get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That's plenty.
Yeah.
Like, that's plenty. You don't need much. When you're healthier, I think that's enough.
It's a little easier to get a little less sleep
Yeah.
when you eat a lot healthier because your body can function a little bit better. Because it has what it needs to run.
I also do a fasting thing from like an 18-hour fasting daily.
Okay.
So I don't need nothing before after 6, and I don't need nothing before noon. And that's
So
been
you only eat one time.
once or twice, but in between 12 and 6. Other than that one. And that's been helping me out a lot.
Clears the mind, huh?
Yeah. Because before, when I used to work out, I wanted to be like real big. I used to be like 220 muscular. Like I used to take all kinds of proteins and stuff like that, like protein and supplements. But now it's like
You want to be lean.
Yeah, I want to be lean.
Yeah, feel good. Fucking be able to fucking move fast and shit.
I want that to be fast so I can move or bend over, pick up stuff. So.
Yeah.
Not worry about like, ooh, my back.
Yeah. So that's the difference. But before I wanted big muscles. big. So
The bigger the better.
yeah. But now it's like I just want to be lean. I want to be healthy. Those are my priorities.
Yeah.
Health and positive
Health, positive, and wealth.
and wealth. Yeah. Those 3 things.
There you go.
And then so yeah, sir.
So as far as your clothing brand, how have you been doing with that as far as like marketing, or is it something you're putting out there yet, or is it something in the works, or?
Yeah, I got a website, but you know people are lazy nowadays. You can't rely on them. He hasn't finished the product like
The actual website.
Yes, I mean it's there, but it is not functioning 100%. So when I get to him, I'm like, hey bro, I need you to finish it up. Oh, I'm busy, or like, you know. So, but I just post it on my social media and people buy it.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. So they can reach out through the DMs
Yeah.
to purchase merch right now.
So, but my whole plan was like to have the website ready, functioning 100%, where they can make the payment, order it, and I just ship it out to them. But it didn't happen like that. It's still in the works, so hopefully soon I'll have it.
Okay, perfect.
But like I got different products right now. Like I got polo shirts, I got jackets, I got like bracelets. Like these bracelets that'll protect you from what is that? Dang.
Electromagnetism.
Yes, from and then I got the copper ones. So they're selling, but I just gotta
push it a little bit
push
more.
more. Yes.
Okay.
But it's because like people, like I said, they're lazy. They're
When
not,
you rely on people, that's
Yes.
usually what happens.
Yeah.
Well, I know a guy who can do your website if you need another person.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. Cool.
yeah, because my brother does it, and he does websites and
Yeah,
all
like-
that stuff.
I mean, I'm old school. Like if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I do it.
Yeah.
There's people nowadays.
They don't have palabra.
Nah, man.
Say
word.
one thing and they got their fingers crossed.
And then the messed thing that it was my buddy recommended him, so it was a recommendation.
Oh, that's
I
always
called him. I
the-
said, "Hey, fool, what's up?"
Such a boy.
Yeah, I talked to him, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
And then I can't talk to him too strong because then they get
feel a type of way.
Nowadays, they want to cry about everything. But if it was back in the day, there's no talking no more.
Meditate. Relax.
Deep
meditate.
breath.
But that's how
it is. That's how you live and learn, though. But that's how you, like you said, network. Because his brother could do it, and he has his own website for his. He does online training, and it took him.
Yeah, my whole app and everything.
Yeah, it took him a little bit to get it going because of all the videos he had to upload and everything. But it's up and running already. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm telling you, and since it was a recommendation, I paid him in full.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, damn.
That's where a lot of times people like that will take the full payment and just take their time.
Mm-hmm. So that's what. But like I said, like if I recommend somebody to you, I'll make sure that he's gonna,
solid.
gonna come through.
I'll go there knocking on his door.
And then if you call me, hey, he didn't. Okay, don't trip. I got you. I'll go talk to him, and he's gonna make. I'm gonna make it happen.
And make it right. Yeah.
But there's people. I'm telling you, nowadays
it's not the same.
People, they're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't have no word. Is everything that we have as a man.
Yeah, that's how I grew up, and I was taught like your word is everything. Money don't mean shit. Nothing else means shit but your word. Because once your word goes, what else is there for anyone to trust with you?
Yeah,
I feel like.
But people work different nowadays, and like I said, you can't really come at them too strong because then they'll go a different route. I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
So. Perfect. So we're going to start wrapping up the podcast. So if there's anything like a tip, business or life advice you would give to anyone, what would that one piece be based on your experience in life?
To enjoy life and to do what you love doing. Find something that you're good at and you love doing it, because that's what if you love doing it and you're good at it, people will, if you find a solution and you love doing it, people will pay you for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we all have a talent.
Oh, yeah.
But we just got to find out what it is and something that we love and trade for our service. And like I said, enjoy life. Life is beautiful, and stay off the streets, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing good out there.
Nothing on the streets is good.
No.
So you guys heard it. Stay off the streets. Enjoy life. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. What's your story?